Hi there, my name is Art, and I publish magazines. And over the last few years, I've put quite a few dozen people into my business. Uh, what I do is I teach people my business, I share my business plan with them, and I help them to be successful from their homes. I publish magazines like this, all color tabloids, all full of advertising. Every page has advertising. Anything that's in my magazine, I make money on. And then what I do is I mail my magazines and newspapers. Here's one of my newspapers. I mail them to the local community so that I'm able to target the businesses, the homes surrounding the businesses. I have no problem getting advertisers, and I could teach you to do the same thing. I've been very, very successful, and I can teach you to do the same. I do have to teach you. It's a 12-hour course. And over the course of the 12 hours, I teach you how to design ads, how to, put content into the ads, how to get a newspaper printed, how to locate a printer in your area. It's a special printer, someone who just prints newspapers and magazines. It's not your corner printer shop. I also teach you how to target your mailings so that you're able to send it exactly where you want it to go, what neighborhoods, what incomes, basically any particular area or zip code or community that you want to mail to. And a lot of the people that I've trained have gone on to have extremely successful businesses, much more successful than mine because I'm in a rural community. Some of my publishers are in the big city, and they're able to do a lot better than I do in my rural community. But I teach people the basics where they can develop any kind of magazine, whichever is best for their community. In other words, in some areas it might be an auto trader magazine. In other areas it could be a restaurant guide, or it could be an attraction guide, or it could be something similar to homes and land, or it could be a coupon type guide like I do. If you go to my website, funnewsfranchise.com, you'll see all the different magazines that I've published and newspapers. You'll see receipts from the post office. You'll see a video showing you how I sold and sell the advertising in my community, and you'll understand why the advertisers sign on so readily. I have no problem signing on advertisers. And you could have the same business plan and you wouldn't have a problem either. Basically, it's pretty inexpensive to get it all done. Most people are not aware, but a 16-page all-color magazine similar to this, 16 pages all color, cost 15 cents. That's on average. I was paying a little less, but in some parts of the country they pay a little more. A newspaper is even less money. So it's pretty inexpensive to print newspapers and magazines when you know what you're doing. And I teach you everything I know. And that's stuff I've learned over 5 or 6 years, and quite a few things that I, learned the hard way that you wouldn't have to learn. As far as targeting your mailings, I teach you how to navigate the post office's bulk mailing system, where you'll be able to mail your media for 16 cents a copy. And you don't need any permits, and you don't need any, there's no other fees. It's just you have to pay every time you mail it. And I train students usually in the evenings. And what happens is I teach them while we're both looking at the same software at the same time. So everybody learns very easily because I'm on the phone and I'm telling them, listen, go here, click that, do this. And nobody has a problem. And I even teach people by Skype. So sometimes if you have the Skype and you want to learn that way, that's not a problem either. But if you go to my website, funnewsfranchise.com, you'll even see receipts from the printer who prints my magazines and newspapers. And you're welcome to even call them up. This is a business that I operate out of my home. I have no overhead. I have no expenses. And right now, I recently just got rid of my magazine. I sold it to one of my neighbors, and I moved from North Carolina to back to New York. But I was making $2,000 a week working part-time. I was selling my ads for $200 a quarter page, and I was getting $800 a page, and I was taking in $13,000 an issue, and it was costing me $3,200 to mail it to the 10,000 homes and print it and get it all done. So I was making a lot of money working part-time. Once the advertisers came into the paper, they basically stayed there. So all I had to do was go around and collect checks. And that's how the advertising business is. If you do it good and you provide a good service, the customers will stay in your vehicle. And then you go around, you collect the checks, and then you continue to find new customers to come into your vehicle. Only problem, where I was in North Carolina, there was hardly any businesses, very rural. I had to travel a 40-mile radius in order to encompass 30,000 people. So it was a very small radius of saturation of people. A lot of people are in bigger cities where it's much easier to succeed, and the amount of businesses is never ending. But most evenings I'm training students. You give me a call, 718-769-0310, and I'll pick up the phone and either tell you I have to call you back, or if I'm not training someone, then I'll speak with you at that point. I'll be glad to answer all your questions, and I'll talk to you about your background and about what you might want to do in your community and about your community. And then I'll determine if it seems that you can do something like this. Some people are just not suited to be in their own businesses. And in that case, I'll tell you so, and I'll advise that we don't work together, because I don't want to work with anyone that I feel doesn't have an opportunity to be successful. There's no reason that you couldn't be successful provided you're willing to work, but sometimes people want to sign on with me and they're working 40 hours a week in their regular job. So like I tell them, it's not going to be easy to get a magazine or newspaper started while you have your full-time job. I mean, you do need to spend some time canvassing the businesses and telling them what you have in order to sign them on. I mean, after you sign them on, then you can have a 40-hour-a-week job, because all you need to do is go around and collect the checks. But initially, you need to spend time in the field. There's no expenses, there's no staff, there's no overhead with this business. And a lot of the magazine franchises sell for as much as $50,000. And basically what I do is I teach you to create your own magazine franchise. Any theme that you want, any type that you want, newspaper, magazine, small book, big book, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. And then you're able to go from one community to the next. You're able to expand. You're able to do a restaurant guide, a seniors magazine, a cookbook, anything you want, all in your own community. There's no restrictions on who you can sell to and what you can do. Also, you'll be in a position where you can do catalogs for businesses. In other words, you can do catalogs for businesses. You can do 8 and 16-page booklets and newspapers for businesses like the big box stores do, like Walmart puts out a nice flyer and Best Buy puts out a flyer. You'd be able to do that for the smaller independent retailers that are looking for a way to compete with big box stores. You could give them a way to compete with the big box stores. Also, you'll be in a position to do signs and banners and a host of other advertising products. The education you get during the course is invaluable, whether or not you even go into business. By the time we're done, you'll be a professional graphic artist making beautiful ads, and you'll be able to be hired by other businesses to do design work from them. Visit the website funnewsfranchise.com and watch the videos on my website, and you'll see, like I say, how I sell my advertising, all my different papers. Call the Better Business Bureau, and you'll see there's never been a complaint against me because I'm very selective who I work with, and this is not a scam. This is a legitimate business opportunity where I'm sharing with you my successful business model, which is easily attainable in any community right out of your home with basically no investment. If you find this is not for you, perhaps you'll tell a loved one about it. Meanwhile, to get all the details, visit the website funnewsfranchise.com, and don't be a stranger. Perhaps this is what you've been looking for, a legitimate business opportunity. My name is Art, funnewsfranchise.com, and hopefully we're going to be speaking. Don't be afraid to call with any questions. Thank you for your time today. Bye-bye.